Hi everyone, back with more Stario. I'm gonna check out Sparkle's companion mission today, Masquerade Duet. So let's get into it. Alright, let me see what else I can do real quick. It Sundays on night cones for that's mixed out. What was it? Night cones for? Alright, this one. Uh, let's finish off. Oh wait, let me just roll this. Oh, I pressed back too many times.
Time for a buzz.
Bust? Or maybe I'll take it off!
Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Time for a buzz. This is double speed. Who's next? Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Time for a buzz. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Spend freely.
Time for a buzz. This is double speed. Who's next?
Watch your head.
Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
Bust? Or maybe I'll take it off!
Time for a buzz. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. Who's next? Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
Watch your head.
Oh, hi Yogan.
Disappear
Sorry, I
among
just
the
saw
sea
your
of
messages.
butterflies.
I was
Illusions of the past.
checking something on my other screen.
Time for a buzz.
If my mouth is moving, it's because it's picking up my fan from blowing. So I'm really sorry, but yeah, I just noticed your
Spend
messages.
freely.
I like the Senate inventory. Well, that's adorable.
Or maybe I'll take it off!
Time for a buzz. This is double speed. Who's next? Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
that's done. Let's max out that like. Ah, sure. What now? That's about it. Just checking. Check-ins. I always forget about check-ins. Ooh, message from Magenti. Alright, let me see. Still, I just finished a space run to my space race. What's that? Oh, nothing. It's only the highest level of racing competition in the entire cosmos. That's why every year I make modifications to the engine of the one and only. All types of aircraft, ships, and shuttles are welcome to participate in the race. If you're interested, I can make introductions for the Astro Express to join the competition. We do, however, encounter dust storms during the race from time to time. These storms can bring in star debris that sticks to the one and only. It shines so brightly that I can't help bringing myself to remove the debris every time I see it. Pompom once mentioned it too. Oh yeah, Pompons once mentioned that too. He once got caught in a dust storm too. That substance clings to my armor and glows. And it might get stuck in Pompom's fur, making it a hassle to clean. Shiny Pompom! I'm already picturing it in my mind. Shiny Pompom. Alright, enough small talk for today. I have to clean my one and only. When the opportunity arises, I'd like to invite Stell and the crew to participate in the race. Alright. So that let's go.
All this free time.
Welcome to Dreamscape Sandstorm.
Mobile Lex with Stream Bubble.
Miss Black Swan's Dreamscape. Please close your eyes and rest your forehead on the dream bubble.
Touch the Dream Bubble.
Oh yes, I nearly forgot. That elegant girl mentioned something before she left.
The nature of this memory is special. Don't ruin the dreamscape experience for anyone else by spoiling the ending.
Okay, wait. Black Swan must be my team. Trial Black Swan. Show inventory. See let's see if I can run this without a healer. This is gonna be such a weird ass team.
In my estimation, there is no question about it. This is murder.
Murder. Such a foreign word to us. The people of Penacony could never come to any harm while under the watchful protection of the family. In a dream, even if you're bashed 1,000 times with a hammer, at worst you'll still wake up in reality in a hotel.
Not necessarily. Even if the result does not constitute harm, the criminal intent is clear enough. You specifically came here to cordon off the scene because of the unsavory nature of this case, right?
You're not wrong. Even if there are no casualties, being smashed over the head with a hammer in the middle of the street for no reason at all? This is not the kind of thing that happens on Penacony. You are guests of the Oak family, so you may investigate the crime scene. I'll be on standby over here.
That's a lot
Are
of
you
people.
a witch? Just how did you manage to convince them in the blink of an eye that we're some kind of detectives?
Tell the truth.
Just some suggestions at the memory level. If something happens in everybody's memory, then that something becomes a fact. If we had a little more time, I could have even convinced her I was Shipe the Harmony. Then on to the next order of business. Let's discuss your companion, shall we?
Memo Keeper of the Garden of Recollection. I've been watching you for quite some time. You stole a glance at me when you first entered the hotel. You followed me wherever I went inside the dreamscape. In the windows along the commercial street. In the pond water reflections of the Iden Park. Even in the reflections of the wine glass. Everywhere. My dear, do you have a crush on me? Well then, seeing as you're so interested in me, let's play a little game. I left a puzzle for you, Nero Timal. Solve it and prove that you're capable of pleasing me. If you can solve it, then we can talk. Don't leave me waiting, my dear. Before Penacony gets flipped upside down, try to find me, catch me, and stop me.
There's actually more than one memo keeper who's come to Penacony. She's mixed me up with someone else. But no harm, no foul. The address at the mask gave you is right here. But you never would have thought that when Miss Sparkle mentioned a game, she was talking about wanton slaughter on the streets of Penacony. Such a direct act of provocation is enough to get my competitive side worked up too.
Madam, forgive me. I had no idea about anything she said. As you saw, I went through a brain scan and everything. I'm just a friend, helping her deliver a letter. That's all. I never knew this was actually a declaration of warfare. They say you shouldn't kill the messenger. So, maybe you can just, let me go. You all are the big shots here. I'm really not on your level.
What a frightened look you have. Don't worry. Since this has nothing to do with you, I won't be suspecting you of anything. Why don't you come take a stroll with me?
Oh, seems like I can't escape being an assistant detective. Oh, fine. It's all fine. No big deal.
What's the point? Why are they?
If there's anything you'd like to know, please ask away.
Regarding the victim?
Who was the victim?
An IPC employee named Shamari. Eyewitnesses reported that a tall, strong man wearing a large robe with long sleeves walked right past Shamari and suddenly assaulted him with a hammer. Shamari collapsed on the spot and woke up from the dream. The murderer vanished in a flash.
Ooh, that sounds just like Sparkle. Her best asset is transforming her appearance to look like someone else.
Regarding this, she's true present at the scene of the crime.
Who are those two little guys?
Seems like the assailants stole the troop from elsewhere and deliberately placed them here. What nerve. They don't even have the slightest consideration for public order. Those two have clammed up. I wonder if you two could help pry open their mouths.
Looks like a puzzle that Sparkle has left behind for you.
Regarding evidence at the scene of the crime.
Any leads yet?
The This is a developing case, so there aren't many clues yet. All we have to go by are the weapon used by the assailant and the victim's ID.
That's a big ass hammer.
They didn't even take the weapon with them. Sounds like they're trying to provoke us. Despicable.
Can we summon the victim?
Where's Mr. Shamari right now? I'd like to meet him.
I'm afraid you can't. The Oaks came forward and calmed him down. Mr. Shamari expressed that he understands the unpredictable nature of dreams, and went on to vacation in another dreamscape. Best not to bother him. Guest experiences always have to come first.
Oh, I'm afraid by the time we find him, half of Penacony will have been sent back to reality by Sparkle.
Looks like we'll have to play this little game of sparkles then.
Do you two need anything else?
Please, can you?
No problem. What would you like?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lady Black Swan, you're here! I'm the constable, and this here assisting me is the bailiff for this case. Mr. Coldfeet, why'd you do it?
So they can talk after all. Miss Black Swan, they're heading straight for you.
Don't interrupt, I wasn't talking to you. I understand Lady Black Swan has quite the intellect. I'm sure you'll be able to get to the bottom of the Sparkle murder case.
The Sparkle murder case? Wasn't the victim Shamari from the IPC?
You're wrong, Lady Black Swan. The victim is evidently none other than the matriarch of the Goldhammer family, Miss Sparkle Goldhammer.
Oh, I guess Miss Sparkle has written herself into the skit here, and this has nothing to do with the actual case. Goldhammer? Is that her real surname?
Never heard of it. Sounds made up. Sparkle doesn't sound like a real name either.
Miss Sparkle was supposed to receive 3 valiant warriors at the Goldhammer residence today, but upon their arrival, all they found was her body. Miss Sparkle had been smashed over the head by a hammer and died on the spot. Such a brutal act of violence. My investigations discovered that the 3 warriors were supposed to escort supplies back to their territory the day before, but they were unexpectedly ambushed by the Annihilation Gang. They narrowly escaped and barely got away with their lives, finding their supplies almost completely raided. So they all shared a motive for killing Miss Sparkle, to escape punishment.
So the 3 of them teamed up to kill her.
Is the case closed?
No, there can only be one murderer. It's not an unsolved mystery if there are 3 murderers. Hang on, wait.
If you can't justify it, don't bother.
Got it! Those 3 were all vying against each other to be number 2. They couldn't have cooperated on anything. So it must have been one of them acting alone.
That actually doesn't make much sense. Even if they were on bad terms, those 3...
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit. I've got the case file right here. If you want to learn more about the suspects, talk to me. Lady Black Swan, allow me to introduce the 3 suspects to you. Lefton, Zhongshan, and Wright. Lefton is one of Miss Sparkle's chief lieutenants, whose right hand was unfortunately severed
What
while
the
he was
hell?
bravely fighting off the Annihilation Gang. He's now learning how to
So
write
was
and
he
hold a fork
left
with
in
his left
before
hand.
or
How
after?
tough that must be. Then there's Zhongshan. This guy's a coward who ran away as soon as a group spotted some bandits along the road. He ended
ended up smashing into the side of a cliff and getting his face disfigured. It's a real shame, as he used to be one of the rare handsome men left around town. Last of all comes right. This guy was so insatiably greedy that he still came back to try and embezzle the rest of the supplies after they narrowly escaped with their lives, lying about how the gang had taken off with everything. Lefton and Zhongshan were so incensed that they broke his legs.
Hang on, I'm confused here. Left on? Right? Is this some kind of joke?
What? Where did you get that idea from?
Left
You
on.
need me to go over it all again?
That won't be necessary.
That won't be necessary. I've memorized every detail.
No wonder you're a memo keeper.
Face what?
Look, an ID
Something in the
card.
background is hilarious.
Talent Motivation Department, Shamari. Is this the victims?
Mr. Shamari's belongings should have disappeared alongside him as he woke from the dreamscape. The fact that this ID is here means Miss Sparkle placed it here on purpose to prove that she definitely attacked someone.
Shamari's ID. Hella motivation. Install your what?
Holy moly! This hammer is super heavy. This must be the murder weapon for the Sparkle murder case.
Miss Sparkle also used it to attack Mr. Shamari.
I'm barely able to lift this using both hands. I have no idea how Sparkle could ever use this to hit a target.
What is she, Harley Quinn?
Is that all the evidence? How are we meant to solve this with so little to go on? Oh, you scared me! When did you pop out?
The two pieces of evidence that you found are related to the attack on Shamari. Miss Sparkle didn't leave them lying around for no reason. They're clues to the puzzle. But there are still some other clues that were placed in other areas, so they won't spoil the crime scene.
Isn't that a bit unnecessary?
No, no. It's disruptive to have a stack of irrelevant things crowding a crime scene. Miss Sparkle is a law-abiding citizen who'd never bring
So
trouble to
cute.
the family.
Seems quite nice of her, if you ask me.
Looks like Miss Sparkle is adding a little spice to the investigation. Let's take her up on her offer then. Mr. Assistant Detective, this way.
Oh, wait. Oh. Time.
What's this little device here for? Could you please let me know? It looks like a little button.
Don't push it, Lady Black Swan. Whatever you do, don't push it! That's the mutually assured destruction button that Miss Sparkle installed. Once pushed, Miss Sparkle and the entirety of Penacony will instantaneously go up in smoke. Miss Sparkle also has her own button. The second she pushes hit, you and the entirety of Penacony will instantaneously go up
That's
in
typo.
smoke.
That sounds like both buttons can do the exact same thing.
Correct. Exactly the
Oh,
Aren't you going to ask me why?
okay. Why?
Because she is fair.
This is nuts!
Oh, true, it's all smack that thing.
Huh.
So, it's home?
What's this? A plush toy?
Regardless of why it's designed to look like the conductor aboard the Astral Express, this doll, is it connected to the case?
Have you ever heard of something called a red herring in detective stories?
God damn it.
It's a fake clue that leads you down the wrong path.
I see. But when it's so obvious, doesn't that defeat the purpose?
That's just in case you didn't realize the ingenuity of Miss Sparkle and were worried about her throwing out a random useless clue.
I see. Thank you for your keen insight. Then, let's pretend we were misled by a red herring. This doll, could it be connected to the case?
That's one is can't get up.
You don't have to play along that hard, you know.
Evidence from toy.
This notice seems like a hint for us from Miss Sparkle.
Sparkle, the Gold Hammer resident shall abide by the following regulations from today onwards. All retainers and visitors must enter and exit the Gold Hammer residence facial recognition system. Those who cannot pass through the facial recognition system will be killed on the spot. These regulations are implemented.
That sounded like a story from ancient times. And why did the facial recognition system suddenly go out?
This is so her style, isn't it? Doesn't look like there are any more clues. Let's head back to the crime scene.
Next, should we pin down the identity of the perpetrator? This evidence, I've been staring at it all day, but there's nothing that can identify the perp. Lefton, that guy lost his hand. Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff? Right? I remember this one best. Right has a broken leg.
Why don't we flip the question and start by asking who couldn't be the murderer? After all, there are only 3 suspects, so elimination could be a valid method.
If you put it like that, then do you already have someone in mind? Tell
Right.
me, come on.
Excellent. Right.
So, who exactly is the murderer? I remember this one best. Right has a broken leg. So, who exactly Lefton?
Based on the bailiff's statement, Lefton's dominant hand was seriously injured to the point where he had to learn how to live using only his left hand. Swinging that giant sledgehammer to murder someone, that must be hard for him. Probably impossible. Lefton's suspicion level can be downgraded.
Oh, this is faking it.
So, remember Zhongshan's
Poor guy. He was seriously injured and was all wrapped up in bandages to keep his good looks safe. If that's the case, then he couldn't have made it through the Goldhammer Residence's facial recognition system. That would suggest that Zhongshan is not the murderer.
By process of elimination, it seems that only Wright could be the murderer. That was easy. Let's tell the constable our answer and see what he thinks.
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
The murderer is right.
You have answered correctly! As expected, you didn't disappoint, Lady Black Swan. Game rules stipulate I must tell you where the next puzzle is.
Huh? The next puzzle? I didn't sign up for this.
Looks like the key to winning lies not in the puzzle itself, but in the motives behind Miss Sparkle's strange behavior. I'm afraid this chase may just go on forever.
I have to remind you that Sparkle is a masked fool? Do you plan on finding logic in the mind of a masked fool?
That's exactly what I plan on doing. Even if it's just subjective, there must be an overall principle behind the behavior. Memories cannot lie, and hers may just understand more about her than she does herself. Right now, let's follow her train of thought and head to the next puzzle. I hope this time we can get ahead of the Bloodhound family. I want to try and avoid using my Memo Keeper powers.
You don't think they'll realize we aren't actually detectives, do you?
No way. Please put more trust in me.
So why are you so focused on Sparkle's challenge? Or should I ask, are you more focused on Sparkle herself?
Become part of the family.
I told you, it's purely out of a spirit of competitiveness. And as a memo keeper, I also have to fulfill my responsibilities and harvest some interesting memories.
Oops.
Enjoy Clocky's Pizza every
Whoa, this place is a complete mess. And those two weirdos are probably here too.
There's nobody else at the scene. Seems like Miss Sparkle used the same method to send dreamers back to reality. Let's talk to those two there, then.
Oh, Detective Black Swan and Detective Sampo! You finally made it!
We don't know what we'd do without your help.
Why are you talking like that? Is this some sort of artistic performance that young people are into these days?
Is there something wrong with the way we are talking? Deputy Sheriff, am I talking in a strange way?
Oh, of course not, Sheriff. The way you talk is no stranger than the cat that climbs the apple tree in my grandma's backyard.
Huh. The skit this time is a modernist one.
Let's discuss this difficult case then. The victim is a galactic business magnate named Sparkle.
Her again? Sparkle really is obsessed with scripting her own death.
Oh, for the laughter. If you undercut me one more time, I swear I'm gonna kick you in the butt. Ahem. Miss Sparkle came to the fashion store to buy herself a brand new tie. She didn't come back out. After a long time, the shopkeeper went in to see what was going on, but instead discovered Miss Sparkle's body. She had been strangled to death. There were 3 suspects on the scene, namely a Papashi shopkeeper named Wright, a Foxian gambler named Zhongshan, and a wealthy Intellitron trader called Lefton.
Our old friends.
It's not just to aid your memory. We've added more descriptions to help tell them apart.
Miss Sparkle is so gracious.
Based on surveillance footage, witness testimony, and various pieces of evidence, the killer is ultimately among these 3, and they were not working in cahoots.
You're too lazy to be a suspect, right?
Oh, for the laughter! If I talk any more with you, it'll make my pure soul filthy!
Detective Black Swan, the dossiers are over here. You can learn more about the suspects from me. I trust you'll be able to cut through the hogwash and find out who Miss Sparkle's killer is. Let me introduce the identities of these suspects to you. It's very straightforward. First of all is the shopkeeper, Wright. He's one of the Papashi people.
The names are reused? Okay.
Waist,
Weird.
which is often a source of teasing for him. He can get pretty salty about it. Next up, you have the merchant Lefton. He wants to join up with the Penacony Trading Guild and is in direct competition with Miss Sparkle. That could be a motive for killing her. Finally, there is the gambler Zhongshan. He lost a bet to Miss Sparkle, and he had to hand over his family heirloom. It's possible he harbored a grudge against her. That's all the information we have. Do you need me to repeat it?
That wouldn't be necessary.
That won't be necessary. I remember it all. And there's the tie.
That skit before said that the deceased was strangled. Is this tie some kind of joke murder weapon?
The tag on the tie reads, "Only for Imperial Master Lefton." Seems like it's one of Miss Sparkle's personal belongings.
That's not how you use the word imperial.
There's an accounting book lying on the ground. It must have been specially placed there by Sparkle.
On the title page is written Chen Katong. Is that someone's name? A code name. Oh, I think it's the name of the owner of this book.
This Jian Katong person should be Sparkle's targeted victim this time around.
I guess I'll be going through there
So,
again.
it's just like the first case then. Only 2 pieces of evidence. The rest hidden inside her memories again, right?
Miss Sparkle doesn't want to distract your investigation.
She doesn't want to distract our investigation? What a law-abiding citizen this Sparkle is. Why doesn't she surrender then?
Every tick of the clock is a tasty one.
Still wrong.
A little stool that seems quite normal. There are 2 small footprints drawn on it in crayon.
The footprints, which are half as big as standard, must belong to a Pepeshi person.
Perhaps it's just that this person's drawing skills are extraordinary.
Oh, it's a bunch of.
What's that smell? Why is there a smoked red herring there?
Mr. Sampo, take a look. This is a wonderful smoked red herring.
Really?
Somebody save me from this cringe joke.
Even among the fools I know, Miss Sparkle's sense of humor stands out from the rest.
Have you dealt with many masked fools before?
No, only a handful. After all, I prefer warm memories baked in sunshine. They're the ones that usually belong to kind people.
Let's see this. Yeah, I kind of expected that would happen. Oh, okay, it's a creeper.
This clock is...
Open it up and take a look.
Oh, thank goodness it's simple.
So there's a ring inside. This is evidence too. Why was it planted inside another device?
Because this ring was found inside the victim's mouth. We want to reconstruct the scene of the crime.
In the victim's mouth.
Hey, there's something engraved inside the ring. Zhongshan family heirloom. That should be it. Let's head out.
I have to thank you, Mr. Assistant Detective, but the puzzle this time is pretty strange.
Have you found out who the killer is?
Just some shallow intuition. Anyway, let's report back to the sheriff for now.
Harmonizer. Serenade the glow. Get your tickets for
think I'd be seeing Detective Black Swan so soon. What's that? You found out who the killer is?
Pretty much.
You live up to your reputation, Detective Black Swan. As smart as the nest of magpies roosting in the roof of my Uncle Frank's garage.
This guy is mixing up his birds here.
Then go ahead. Who is the killer, and what evidence do you have to prove the case?
In my opinion, there is no murderer for this case.
What do you mean by that? This evidence...
It doesn't. Looks like Miss Sparkle is more careful than I thought.
Yeah, I'm just guessing at this point.
This tie is a piece of evidence, right?
That's right! Miss Sparkle stole Lefton's tie to see if it would fit her. But who knew that Lefton had an anti-theft device installed on it? After Miss Sparkle affixed the tie to her neck, it rapidly contracted, thereby strangling the poor lady. She tried swallowing her ring to preserve her breathing passage, but unfortunately, she was beyond saving. What a tragedy! If it weren't for your incisive detective work, the three suspects would all be facing grave injustice.
Is something wrong here? This is too easy. The first case wasn't hard, but this one...
As you can imagine, the conclusions that the evidence points to are not mutually exclusive. Which means, this is probably another prank from Miss Sparkle. Mr. Assistant Detective, please feel free to point out a suspect as the murderer.
Ah, I see. Sheriff, the murderer is Lefton. The evidence is the tie, right?
Correct, Detective Sampo. I never thought you'd be able to
Oh,
deduce the
damn it.
truth.
Sheriff,
Oh, no,
the
not at all.
murderer is right. The evidence is the stool, right?
Yes! For the laughter, how did I fail to realize this formidable intellect of yours?
Then, right from the start, there was no murderer. The evidence is the ring. Whatever, I'm just spitballing here.
Goodness me! Deputy Sheriff, is he really a genius? How could such an unfathomable mystery be solved so easily by him?
Look, Miss Sparkle has given us a puzzle where every single answer is correct.
Why take it so seriously? Miss Sparkle is a masked fool, not a masked genius. If it's a challenging puzzle you want, please go out there and turn right until you get to the Intelligentsia Guild. We're only responsible for providing an entertaining detective experience. Anyway, since our genius detective Black Swan has cracked the case, I will now share Miss Sparkle's next puzzle with you.
So that's it? This is just going to go on and on forever? We can't do that.
Then I wish you both the best. Oh yes, if you're not in a hurry, I can tell you the answers for some of the outcomes you never chose.
Just as you said, solving puzzles is all just a cover for something else. That girl is toying with us. What should we do now? Just keep getting led around by her?
Truly, Miss Sparkle is a fascinating person. She seems chaotic inside, but easy enough to understand. Like a performer on the stage or child hungering for attention. This game will be over soon. This time, we're going to catch her.
Penacony. And next to me here is my assistant detective. A murder in a locked room has left us all stumped.
As expected, another change in setting.
Yesterday, my assistant and I were visiting the famed artist Miss Sparkle, and we stayed the night. But this morning, Miss Sparkle didn't come out of her bedroom. The butler, Genshin, said that the door was locked from inside, so we ought not to have disturbed her. But Miss Sparkle had never slept in so late. And no matter how hard he knocked, there was no answer from inside. I knew something must have happened, so I acted decisively and broke the door down to get inside. The room was covered in spattered blood. Miss Sparkle's body was lying right in the middle, her face white as snow. One look told me she'd been dead for some time. Thinking quickly, I grabbed the artist canvas to staunch Miss Sparkle's blood, but alas, poor Miss Sparkle. She's left us now forever. Besides us and Zhongshan the butler, Lefton the cook and Wright the driver were also at the scene of the crime. What would you like to do?
Presumably, Miss Sparkle is now carefully arranging the next crime scene, right? Why don't you skip all this rigmarole and just have a heart-to-heart conversation with me? It might tickle a little.
Wait up! Wait up!
Honest kid. I know where you are, Miss Sparkle.
No
cheating!
Mr. Assistant Detective. You seem to be getting anxious.
No, it's... This locked room murder case is pretty fun. I want to guess who it was.
Let's go. Can't keep a girl waiting, can we?
Hey, Miss Black Swan, wait up! Wait up! Miss Sparkle has one final message to announce. Ding-a-ling! Now comes the most exciting and romantic moment in any drama. The audience challenge. Everyone knows that the mighty masked fool Sparkle can change her appearance to look like others. And in this drama, the villain Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. So then, I put to you, which character is it? Also, if you're interested in the locked room case that the memo keeper ignored, you can try out your powers of deduction. I put lots into coming up with the puzzle, so don't let it go to waste. Thus, the masked genius Miss Sparkle has thrown down the gauntlet. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting!
I'll be real if you cheat. I was not paying attention for most of it. Oh no, I broke up. Ah shit, why's the...
Miss, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Such a crude approach violates my aesthetics of memory. But as a means to an end, I need to put this aside for a more indifferent process.
Okay, don't be such a little trash can.
There's no weird, sweet dreams troupe, nor is there evidence strewn all over the place. We finally caught up with her. But what's that thing? A Bella Boggian trash can? In Penacony?
Hey, dear memo keeper and Mr. Coldfeet, you made it. I expect you to skip the final puzzle. That's on me. All right, Sparkle cares not for the faults of ants like me. Come then, this is the final question. Listen up. What creature has 4 legs in the morning, legs in the afternoon, and 3?
No murder case this time around?
Sometimes it's nice to take things easy. Come on, dear, give me your answer then.
Trash can.
Seeing as you're right here in front of me like this, then I guess the answer is a trash can. Right?
Womp womp. Wrong answer. That's funky, but a wild guess. The correct answer is Sparkle.
What?
When sleepy in the morning, she can't get out of bed. She runs about all afternoon in a fluster, so is exhausted by evening, but has to still raise a hand to hold a toothbrush. Poor Sparkle. So naturally, she's got 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night.
What the heck was that jibber jabber?
What a cute answer.
Thanks for the compliment, my dear. But you can't try to fool me, seeing as you've just tried to cheat. Wrong answer. Accept your punishment.
Ill tidings manifest.
Feeling spiffy? Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Ill fate descends.
Who's next? Done playing for today.
It's on me.
Huh? Holy smokes! What's up with this guy? He just came out swinging from nowhere. Huh? No voices? This guy's pretty quiet. Miss, let's hurry up. Flip open the lid and find the girl.
Wait. Don't move. Something's off.
Miss, you killed Sparkle.
Yeah, right. Like I did.
How is this possible? How can people die inside Penacony's dreamscape? In the Garden of Recollection? What did you do? You did this, didn't you? Killing people in their dreams. Only the Remembrance has the powers to do that. You planned it out all from the start because she teased you and was pranking you. You wanted to kill her. Oh, I understand. You refused to let me go because you wanted to drag me into all of this. If I don't agree, I'll end up just like she did.
There is no death inside Penacony's dreamscape. That's the promise of the family and the blessing of the harmony. Not even a memo keeper can break this barrier. There's no need to take such great pains. If you just want confirmation, I've already told you the answer, Miss Sparkle.
Miss Sparkle! Who are you talking to?
You. Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. Wouldn't that be you, Mr. Sampo?
This? Don't jump to conclusions! If you want to accuse me of being Sparkle, you have to provide the evidence. Oh, I'm afraid evidence is a little too hard to come by. So, deduction will do.
The hint for the final question was a little too obvious.
Oh, you mean the locked room murder. I thought you weren't doing that one.
All the painstaking effort that Miss Sparkle put into it. How could I ever miss it? The key to solving the puzzle lay in two pieces of information put forward by the detectives. First, the large splatter of blood at the crime scene. Second, the victim had been dead for some time. Based on my shallow understanding, I can only draw two conclusions. One is that the murderer did not need to create a locked room case, because a locked room always needs a reason to exist. But, based on the detective's description, this locked room did not delay the discovery of the body. There was no third party at the crime scene to frame, and the blood everywhere didn't look like a faked suicide. That being so, the murderer seems to have no reason for creating a locked room. There is also reason to speculate that if the crime scene was a locked room, then its creator might not necessarily be the murderer. As for my second conclusion, it's even more obvious still. When everyone broke into the scene of the crime, why did the assistant rush off to staunch the blood? A trained professional was somehow happily destroying a crime scene just to save someone who's obviously been dead a while. The answer is simple. It's because the assistant detective is the murderer. At the time, I was in such a hurry that I didn't hear the whole mystery. I tentatively speculated that the murderer had killed the victim the night before, but hadn't locked the door from the inside. And so, when he learned this piece of information, he realized that the victim had created their own locked room mystery. That's why he had to rush to the crime scene as soon as possible, to confirm whether or not the victim left any evidence implicating him. And, judging by his behavior, it probably had something to do with that canvas, like some final words. Of course, this is just a simple mind game. The answer to the puzzle isn't important. Miss Sparkle just wanted to pass on one hint to me, that the murderer is the assistant detective. Which means it's you, Mr. Sampo. I've been using this term of address, but it was you who first came up with it.
Has anyone ever told you that you're more like a detective than a memo keeper?
In my opinion, there is no difference between the two. Follow ripples along the surface of the water. Use some abilities and tricks to keep diving deeper, and touch that secret deep inside people's hearts. Salvage it, and protect them carefully. The truth does not lie. Neither do memories.
Exquisite reasoning, and very close to the truth. But I have another answer. Would you like to hear it?
Another answer?
The great artiste Sparkle locked herself away in her bedroom using red paint to create the semblance of spattered blood everywhere. And that assistant detective who was first on the scene, who confirmed her death, was not the murderer, but rather an accomplice who assisted her in faking her own death.
What a pity. Such a pity. My dear, you were so close to the right answer. Unfortunately, the right answer is... Miss Sparkle's body. Sparkle was disguised as Sparkle's body. Ding-a-ling! I won!
Does Miss Sparkle's body even count as a real character?
Why not? Miss Sparkle's body appeared in all three of those skits just then.
It's a little bit forced, but it's fine. So, who is this Mr. Sampo then?
Beautiful lady, I already confessed everything to you earlier on. I really didn't know a thing. I just helped a friend send a letter. That's all.
So I've been running a fool's errand this whole time.
My dear, why so serious? Haven't you been having a great time? I have, at least. You take memories, and I get joy. We get what we need from each other, seeing as we're such kindred spirits, but also such loners. Why don't you come and work with me? Ooh, we can dance ballet together.
Oh? Am I understanding this correctly? A masked fool inviting me to work together?
A show of unprecedented splendor is about to be staged in Penacony. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. If you want to appreciate this drama, you have to stand up under that spotlight as you take the stage and watch the dancing envelop you. Come with me. This is the best seat in the house.
I don't really understand why you're so fixated on destroying family barriers. But, as I said before, a memo keeper can't help you. It's frankly above my pay grade. Also, I don't consider you a loner. Oh, I don't mean him, but rather behind you. The one who hired you to come to Penacony probably doesn't want you secretly linking up with other forces, right?
How did you know?
Memory is like the deep blue sea. But if you try to catch two fish with one cast, you might not be satisfied with your catch.
So, you mean you're refusing?
So,
Memo Keeper, did you think you could just leave?
Why not?
My dear, I don't want to scare you. You'll know the answer sooner or later. We're just getting to know each other a little today. If you ever change your mind, come find me at the tavern. That is, if you can find me. Let's go, Sampo? Sampo. Who is Sampo?
This is Bellabog, right?
she did something.
I said, why not? Don't worry. Such a crude approach violates my statics of memory. So once you leave my sight, you'll be able to remember everything again. And also, I'm sorry, my dear. My dream dance partner? I've already got sights on someone else.
What a special dream this has been. Did you notice its nested structure? Being part of a play inside the dreamscape is as real and captivating as being in a dream within a dream. That's the end of Miss Black Swan's dream, Mama. The satisfied with your experience?
Oh, fascinating.
I also found this dream suitably fascinating. You've gained joy from it. And Miss Black Swan surely also feels gratified, yes? If we meet again, I will pass your esteemed praise on to her. I noticed that the people in your dream were familiar to you. It's worth repeating that dreams are just dreams. And in Penacony, dreams can be processed, or even tampered with. Things in our dreams cannot be trusted, let alone someone else's dreamscape. If there's any information that you'd like to confirm, please do so by the cold, hard light of reality. Sweet dreams.
Really? I wouldn't do anything to her.
Don't worry about that, Memo Keeper. Let's talk about my thing. I've helped you out with everything you've asked, as agreed. Shouldn't you give my mask back to me now?
Since when did the masked fools suddenly start respecting agreements? Just kidding. I loved seeing that look on your face. Take this key to the tavern cellar, third barrel on the left. You never saw me. But Sampo, after all this time, what made you suddenly want to take back your mask? This doesn't seem like the Sampo I know. Let me guess. A catastrophe is coming to Urello 6. Am I right?
Well, no comment about that. But I love that line you said. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. That really makes sense. Sometimes even an old-timer like me feels like taking the stage and making a fool out of myself.
If you're all out of options, please get in touch with me. I'm the kind of person who values friendship highly.
Forget it. You'll be doing me a favor if you stay away from Bellabog. After all, the elation that Miss Sparkle seeks isn't something old Sempo can stand by. Go tell Giovanni I said hi.
Fine, I'm just spitballing here. Don't take it so seriously. Why so serious?
Next one is a message request. So I imagine you've reason Green Bubble. Relax. I just want to know if anyone has something for you yet. Next one. What's up? I'll make it simple. That full name Sparkle is currently searching all over the place for the Dream Bubble. I do not know what her intentions are, but allowing you to slip through her hands will only make this situation more confusing. Still, can you do me a favor? Go return the Dream Bubble. Why don't you do it yourself? I didn't expect you to refuse me. I guess I could go myself. I don't remember where the Dream Bubble was left. Can you remind me? How could a Mellow Keeper forget a man? Are you feeling Black Swan? Figured me out? Now I'm not a true Mellow Keeper after all. It's Sparkle. I can't believe you figured me out so quickly. How dull. Frank's all about the backs and forms. How much fun I have with that Mellow Keeper. You should learn from her, young Nicholas. This is just a beginning. I'll be back. Bring it on. Bring it on. See who tricks who next time. Raise the shrimp to set as it does not exist. That was a very short story quest. Huh. Dances on. Right, memory to share. Share. Dances on. Alright, I'll go ahead and try and do a bunch of achievements while I'm in here. Sorcerer's Tomb. Foxen Tomb. Decipher the mysterious legacy of the tomb. It's what? I bought it already. Such as again, Black Swan. Still, I'm machinery correct armor. I'm getting deja vu here. You may also know the interesting young Sparkle. She's recently gotten disguising as other people. Still, she tried to save you already? Wait, then you might be. Decade. If that's the case, you could be Sparkle in disguise too. See you on high alert. What would you have? I am. Expression. Some linguistic habits, like whether you add full stops or messages. But if the middle misreflects self an observation, there's a chance that she could perfectly imitate every person. I think that only thing that can differentiate someone from another is that there's no way for an outsider to really see or imitate every ounce of a person's memory. Just like when you add pen, or use it not, a strange dream room surrounding scenes of strange murders, people in different dreams, the truth that lies below the surface. I think I need. I can't be the one doing all the talking, but your logic, we should also have to prove that you're not Sparkle style, huh? I'm just joking. As a memo keeper, I naturally know who the person is on the other side of the screen. Miss Sparkle's pranks are not without benefit. She's able to make us re-examine what we've seen and what the appearance and reality of the dreamscape. This is also the reason that I shared the dream bubble. Alright, looks like she hasn't caused any major damage. I will show my mind at ease. Talk to you again soon. Nowhere near enough.
Maybe you're looking for some sight.
Oh, well, let's see.
Welcome to Dreamscape.
Hey, really? That counts? Okay.
Maybe you're looking for some Maybe you're looking for some
The last tree.
Welcome to Dreamscapes.
so stupid, insane.
Maybe you're looking for someone.
Alright, so to the sun, so the shop will not set yet. Stroll harder over here.
Take us home. Time for a buzz.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. No dirty tricks, alright? It's on me.
This is double speed.
Watch your head.
Who's next?
No dirty tricks, bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Spend freely.
Time for a buzz. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Watch your head. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Who's next? Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
As if victory were ever in doubt.
So better this store. Yeah. Cool, but you wait some 5 more hours. Oh.
Dumplings and steamed buns.
I love chatting about food with people.
That was. Alright, so we share. Check those all. Just remembered I need to go get my fortune tool.
Are you here to determine your fortune, or...
Damn, again. Alright, back to Extra Garden.
What is that? Time for a fun. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
No dirty tricks. Ah.
My never-ending childhood is buried here in South Lung. Not all sounds of live happily ever after. Moreover, a few lines on the tombstone seems to become a tragic demise of young Senzo Cao. Beside the tombstones are several popular storybooks and lunchboxes. The tombstone doesn't really care whether the occupant has had a never-ending childhood, but this bit of self-harm should go. Oh, sorry, self-harm. Self-harm, the second, fifth, and 13th all enjoy the purity of not being subjugated by knowledge. They are less speechless at how the beams and not what huge family fill up this plain and ordinary tombstone. They are keenly aware that this self-harm name sounds familiar. Maybe this is his ancestral burial place. They are curious, why is this whole family almost so obsessed with this name self-harm? We are pondering and trying to explore the hidden secrets of the Xianzhou dynasty. A crisp child's voice interrupts your life. A young kid pops up out of nowhere to pat you on the shoulder. No, he can't reach, so he pokes you in the belly with his soft little hand. Spinning around, you see him. Maybe you've been spending in one place for too long because you feel a little dizzy. So everything inside suddenly seems a little strange, and you try to pull yourself together. Now you can clearly see who is standing before you. Stepping on something of mine, would you please kindly remove your feet? Something of yours? Yes, everything here is something of mine. You got a problem with that? Why are you staring at these tombstones? Do you know cell phone too? Or just a passerby taking a look? Why are you staring at my tombstone? We don't know each other, but here you are stepping all over my offerings. It's so rude. This is your tombstone? Yep, written out there, all loud and clear. I'm Selfa. What's so weird about it? All of this is my center path. We Vidyahara get our own hatching week. Then you read the tombstone. I even wrote out every single word super clearly. Fine, excuse me then. Don't step on my tomb. I like to put some stuff into a new grave. Let me think. Another 3 boxes of books still. I have no idea why I loved reading so much in my previous life. Ah, damn it, I forgot to bring those books again. Put your body to make a look at the kid and check the inscription on the tombstone and the offerings on the ground all over it. You discover that the offerings are not only into popular storybooks but also poorly printed exam papers covered in red letter directions. You start to wonder whether this is all something just some kid's elaborate prank. Well, tries to spin around to try asking the weird kid questions, you discover that it's vanished. Now that you think about it, you realize you have absolutely no idea when it was left. Or maybe you never even heard steps of this at all. Maybe this causes a bead of cold sweat to roll down your forehead. Lingering here is not a good idea. You decide to leave. That's funny. It's my eyes. Alright. I will do one more. I have to click on 24. What?
Old alleyways always hide when people are afraid that Arumatans are too smart. But I pose no threat to anyone.
That's enough. Outclassed by none. Let's get all the special courier packages in Horror Valley. I can do that as well. This one is so there's a large pile of goods stacked up here. Look closely at the receipts and write each had delivered to the recipients long ago. A huge pile of parcels that should have already been delivered are stacked up. Passerbys are ignoring them as if they are nothing unusual. Inspect closely and realize that there is a inscription on the cargo box at the side. Cargo pilot Feng Yin was attacked accident and unsociable man. Once a fighter pilot, he retired from the army without merit and fell into obscurity. Sanctus Medicus set up trouble. Feng Yin unloaded his cargo here using Starscream to attract enemy firepower, buying time and protecting civilians. Unfortunately, his vessel was destroyed and his remnants were never found. When the kiosk fell quiet, no one came forward to claim these goods. Salute in respect. If you inspect these items again, you realize that they are no longer a scattered bunch of boxes but a Greek monument. No one can remove a single stone from this Greek monument as it is now the foundations of the Greek ship. Do I have to? Oh shit, did I screw up? Did I screw up? Oh, I hope I did not screw up. This one is...
But they offered a price I couldn't refuse.
Top 12 of the place of high morals. Curious now. Oh, could you have just done something else? Or just... It's like something, it doesn't say. Just make sure how well the parcels are. This is a brand new parcel. The cardboard has been slashed open already and the corner of a notebook is protruding out. It's obvious that this brand new notebook was not originally inside the parcel but was possibly stuffed inside, as if it was a piece of garbage squashed into a trash can. Maybe by this, I can't help but notice that this notebook seems extremely familiar. Perhaps we should take a closer look. This seems familiar. We'll take a closer look. Here, the temple. Italy flipped the notebook in a parcel in a certain let's see and practice notebook for holiday homework. Not a single question was answered. Temple clues begin to form a narrative in your head. The same student accidentally misplaced your holiday homework in an unattended cardboard box. Once the holidays are over, he or maybe she will be in trouble. Fortunately, even if the students name home richer than the start at home, there is still hope. 哎，我们小镇做一出 get high morals. Let's return this to the child. High morals clearly make the right choice if you have such a kind heart. Mark the delivery address on the package. Heron Express 7. No doubt, child. Tears of joy after being reunited. Devil's work. Lol. Stupid. Right, next one. So here. Package before you is mercilessly stamped with red print, seeking for such extras from the sender. The trailblazer full of curiosity for all the extension. Let's open it up. The package lid opens to a crack and the thing pulls its head out. Both consults you. Unfortunately, with not much time, you can't understand what it's trying to tell. As it opens its mouth to bark again, you see it won't fall. Read the note. Every time Rice Ball barked at me after you and I broke up, just randomly how you used to yell at me as well. These memories have left me in pain. So I'm returning this thing that you bought with a loan that's paid over 3,000 payments. I hope you will take responsibility and look after it for the rest of its life. Also, I would like you to return all the jade applicants and clothes I bought you for every anniversary and holiday over all years together. If you won't return them, then please pay 31,500 trails into my bank account. There are also fees for meals, rent, stars, and member counseling. You're starting to see so many figures from a single piece of paper. Run your head around the inside of the box. No. Keep. Firstly, let's get it straight. You kept telling me to help loan to buy rice bowl. Secondly, just give up. You think I don't know what kind of things you're playing? You want to give this to me so I can have my make my heart will skip a bit when I see this long enough power like you. Seeing all these views with me up at night right cute, right? We've been fighting, arguing, ignoring each other, and constantly justified with 10,000 things against me. This little drama has gone on for too long. I'm tired, I'm done, I've had it. Perhaps you're going to say that all of this is self-indulgent imagination, but I'd like to ask you one question. One thing. Why do you know my current address? It's as if you're trapped between a pair of lovers paralyzed in shock as you hear their view of the many things that you have done to annoy each other. No matter how trivial these actions may be. You run through the box again and unbelievable, conceivable, this another notice will crumple to dwell deeper in the corner. Yeah. Oh, you really dare do such petty plots, eh? This lost third was actually not another list of heartbroken accusation, it is the team warranty card. Sorry, I know you're disappointed. After strict hardware can repair the team, but will never be able to repair a broken relationship. Either way, in spirited quest for knowledge, you lost some precious few minutes of your life to learn a vivid lesson in intimate relationships. You decide to send the football to the Rockkeeper Commission. They will find a fitting home for this dirty. Lol. Okay. This one's over here. See a note blatantly scrawled on the package that sender knows recipient Red Peach. It suddenly filled a jolt of alarm. I guess both the sender and recipient's name fit the format of the notorious disciples of something speculative. So, as an old friend of the people of the Cienzo, what is supposed to do in this with such a dangerous package? Okay, so apparently if I call the police, I get another praise of high morals. So, call the police. What else is that to do? Inform the Rock-Keeping Commission and take this report seriously. The Rock-Keeping Commission instructs you to stay away from the package and that they will send someone to deal with it immediately. It seems that you've nipped another big case in the bud. That's the least I can do. Accept the Rock-Keeping Commission's gratitude but decline their report. As an old friend of the Cienzo people, this just comes naturally. Put the golden ribbons across your chest, on your back, begin to become brighter. Yay, praise of high morals. Where else? God, there's so many. Oh, this one already. Oh, up there. few boxes lay in a messy formation on the ground before you. If you're very experienced of walking through other people's couriers' packages, you can help and leave at the end. Why would someone leave empty boxes on the road? Try picking one of them up and I'm surprised to find that they are linked together. In other words, they are not just a few empty boxes, they are a strangely shaped empty box. At this moment, you notice a line of elegant calligraphy written onto the boxes. Biennial exhibition of the contemporary lawful art, the Living Dragon. So this is an art installation. I was supposed to have made a huge mess. We should get out of here. It's beautiful, Delivery Dragon. That's right, just looking at it will make one feel its extraordinary artistic expression. The delivery boxes are an expression of modern life, whereas the dragon is a representation of traditional values. Perhaps the delivery dragon cannot give us any answers, but it poses a powerful question. What can be created when modern life collides with traditional values? Either way, best to move away from here. These modern art pieces will hold continuous prices. You accidentally break it, even selling pom-pom, cover it. Lol. This one. The package lies on the ground before you. You want to see who has left it behind, or is there no receipt on it? I don't know whether the receipt should be attached stating this is the unsolved mystery of horror man, the midnight mystery boxes. It's seemingly normal and unassuming hot topics have actually been around for longer than the horror alley itself. No one knows who created them or where they came from. All we know is that even if they are stolen or destroyed, they will reappear intact here and midnight the next day. What's more, those that moved them damaged the boxes will all remember you. People shocked to realize that if they place gold, silver, jewelry, or other precious items inside the boxes, their future lives will be less than food and blood. Whereas those who attempt to poach the treasures inside the boxes will, without exception, meet their doom. Inside the boxes again, I said that a number of precious items are already piled inside. I'll ask for good fortune too. Place some money inside and make a devout prayer that the midnight mystery boxes will protect you from your future trailblazing journey. No one knows if the midnight mystery boxes can satisfy your ring, but the man that comes to collect all the treasures under the cover of night every day is very satisfied. Yeah, bought the praise of high morals. Alright, last one's over here. Not the last one, but they got the achievement, so Aaron did it. Tried, really did. What's the story of Young Rin's hidden identity? Alright, that's like the last 1.3 achievement, so I'll just get it, I guess. Oh. Notice an express box in the distance shaking, though the frequency of its shuddering movements are slow, diminishing. What's inside the box remains a mystery to you. As you open the box, you feel the sensation of a cold metallic material into your fingertips. Upon closer inspection, you discover a cycling on the brink of a complete breakdown. Certificate Yawn. Me my yawn. Young this cloud nine. Go save Young. Cyclone's wings are fluttering quickly, just as his moves are about to stop, suddenly widens his eyes and gasps for help. Cyclone speaks with great strength as if it knows his borrowed time is running out. Just as he finishes his words, the Cyclone hid, hits the ground with a resounding crash, and now it no longer responds to your touch. In the instance of its collapse, 10 sheets of paper slipped through the cracks of the box and quickly came out. Youngren's documentation. Youngren should document from the seal to my foresight across the entire process of Youngren driving cloud lines, opening 27-149. Back here.
The news is spreading pretty fast.
Are you kidding? I just ran.
I don't do ancient
Welcome.
cures
We
and
don't have
secret
any secret
recipes.
recipes
Just
here.
common,
Just your
everyday
everyday medicines and easy to use remedies. If you need, oh, it's you. What's up? I think these are yours. Hey, what do you mean? I didn't expect you to have those documents. Well, this is highly confidential cloud-based information. Now I need you to come with me. Are you going to arrest me? Arrest? No, not at all. You've done an excellent job. But this must be kept a secret. Let's go. Wait, where's my contact? I definitely informed him about my arrival. Could it be? No, something's terribly wrong. Look, I was going to ask my colleague to keep you safe, but he's not where he's supposed to be. Something must have gone wrong with the higher ups. Just stay behind the boxes and don't come out, unless I tell you to. Don't do anything stupid out here. Don't worry, I can take care of myself. Listen, you have no idea how ruthless they can be. Anyway, just listen to me and don't do anything stupid. Stick with me. Youngren places himself in front of you, shield you from danger, then makes you to the center spot and tells you right there. Once you are sure of safety, then they are to turn to the side to observe you closely. What the brother Chum was on his usual spot. It's you. You are the calm down, the singer of our whole part. You are undercover too. Why so hostile against me? We are both fools. No, I'm nothing like you. I've been a servant of justice. It's funny how you folks from the Sea of Divine Foresight never seem to fit in the multi-sea crowd. Yet, all believe you fit in so well. I've looked into your background. You're just a low-level cloud knight who's been undercover for years and doesn't even have an official file on record at the Sea of Divine Foresight. What makes you talk with such confidence? Save your breath. I thought brothers, but you betrayed everyone. And you face our fallen brothers and sisters who died at the hands of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus with a clear conscience. As I said, let's calm down. We've known each other for years. Or us collaborating. Just give me a chance. What chance? I didn't have a choice before. They threatened me, so I had to join the Cloud Knights as an undercover agent. But now the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been exposed, and I wanted to take this chance to do the right thing. Yeah, sure, I can tell that to the counselor at the Sea of Divine Foresight. Come on, friend, just let me a way out, please. Sorry, but I'm a Cloud Knight. Ha, you don't even have the official documents. Who believe that you're truly a Cloud Knight? I do, but the chap has my documents. This is where you're mistaken. St. Curtis, Cycling, and Jade Abacus are now in my hands along with your documents. Yeah? Filthy traitor, I'll take you down today for the sake of the Cloud Knights. Please, you think you're the only one trained in the Cloud Knights martial arts here? I pleaded with you for a chance to do the right thing, but if you won't listen, I guess I'll have to. Stop chatting. Who are you? I'm Channel Jing Yansan. Wonder I've never met you before. In that case, while you're young, I've got to get something off my chest that's been bothering me for years. This matter must be settled, one way or another. Wonder, as I told you, I didn't have a choice. The disciples threatened my family, so I had to join the Cloud Knights and stay on home. I've never heard my comrades. I even sang to the disciples of Sanctus Medicus to save my knights. I even taught you my pharmaceutical skills. I knew you all more from the beginning. Really think you actually made that distracted diagnosis from incredible feats of espionage for the young? Come on, it's me who's been covering for you. Your medical knowledge was terrible. It's been 10 years. They promised me I'd be free after 10 years. But now 10 years have passed and they asked for another 10. I'm done. I had enough. I'd rather be a true Cloud Knight than one for them. Please just give me a chance to do the right thing, y'all. Yeah, I can tell that's the Sea of Divine Foresight. This is ridiculous. You heard Brother Cheng and now you're asking me to show you mercy? Why didn't you show him any mercy? I didn't hurt him out. I just borrowed his Cycrane and Jade Abacus. Think I'm a fool? You just won't believe me. Alright, how about we make a deal? As you see, I have your official documents. Promise not to expose my identity as an undercover agent. I'll give those documents back. Otherwise, before you make this decision. Otherwise, what? Would someone who wants to do the right thing do such underhanded methods? Just fine, I'll give you back your documents. As I said, I just want to do the right thing. Hide about that. You know better than anyone wants like to do. I just don't want to interfere. Presenting all the information I know about the levels of smokers and that part. Well, I stated that it was you who were the purpose. Suppose that means your mission is complete. Back in the cloud mines in no time. As long as you keep the secret, we'll both be fine. I'll have a chance to do the right thing and you won't need to stay undercover any longer. Alright, I promise you, but once I return, I'll verify check the situation and the other details. If what you said is true, I'll keep your secrets to myself and nobody else. However, if... Don't worry, what I said is the absolute truth. I never want to be here ever again. But please keep this between us still. I'm sorry for getting you involved in all the trouble with the Seal of Divine Foresight. Oh, if you'll excuse me. Much as Yongren and Jiang get find myself wondering what the experience of getting why all of that happened. Yes. However, this original answer is thanks to you. Alright, last 1.3 achievement. Remnants we share. There. Alright, with that, I'm gonna end my stream here for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If I have time tomorrow, I will hop in and do some more world quests in HSR. Hopefully. Yeah. See you all next time. Bye.